Hey folks, this is Jake Davis, 2 seconds. And I'm here with an on-the-fly review for you. And today I'm talking about Women Talking, released last year. Late last year. Written and directed by Sarah Polley, starring Rooney Mara, Jessie Buckley, Claire Foy, and Frances McDormand. There's a woman there. Ben Winshaw's in there too. Cute. New cute. I do want to apologize because I had mentioned this in the previous video and I was completely completely misinformed or misunderstood what this film was about. I thought it was some kind of reimagining of early America, but the whole setup here is set about 10-15 years ago in a Mennonite colony. There has been an epidemic of rape, and these women are being brutally, horrifically raped, and they finally identified and captured certain men, the men responsible, or some of the men at least responsible, but all the other men in the village have posted bail for them, come to their defense, and have demanded the women forgive these rapists or else. And the bulk of the film is the women spending a day in a barn talking about whether or not to abandon the colony, what that would entail, and how far they would take it. Positives and negatives here. First off, let's get the negatives out of the way. A lot of this is man-hating fan fiction kind of stuff. A lot of angry diary entries here. And I'll come back to this. But I actually thought there were some real positives here. I thought the main positive more than anything else, I just want to say, is that I thought that no matter how wicked or terrible or unforgivable the actions that happened to this women were, their faith, or the loyalty to their faith, was never in question. And I thought that was a rare portrayal of just how serious religious people are about how they feel. And portrayed it in a positive way. I mean, like me, I was raised in a religious family, but I really did not come to terms with it until very, very late in my life. Even now, to this day, I struggle. I have questions. Questions are natural. Questions are good. But I have faith. Your faith isn't going to wash away your pain. Anybody who's ever sent you a meme that says share this 15 times and you're forgiven, all your sins will be given 15, that person is just a fool. I appreciated that portrayal of religious people in this movie. Something serious, something respectful, and something realistic. But ultimately, what kept this movie from working, in my opinion, was its lack of grit. There was a serious conversation to be had about serious crimes. Now, as far as I'm concerned, if you're someone who wants to shut out the outside world and have nothing to do with their laws, their technology, and their way of life, and you come across a rapist, you hang him. Question over. Problems resolved. Next rapist, he knows what lays in store. You will be hanged. Period. And the truth is, this is how it really was through a lot of the old world, at least here in America. I thought this movie did a good job with that, but when I talk about the lack of grit, I'm talking about the girls are too pretty. The costumes are too clean, and that's something I've gone. You know how I am with this shit about costumes if you follow my channel. Costumes are far too clean. And also, I really felt that the focus and resolve to portray something genuine and realistic as far as demeanor and dialect language that these women would have, it really, in a way, kind of handicapped a lot of the acting. Not that there's bad acting; these people are really swinging for the fences and trying and giving it their all. But they felt handcuffed as characters in a lot of ways. I thought Rooney Mara, the star of the movie, basically just spent most of her time standing around, looking pretty, which isn't hard for her. For the exception of Claire Foy, and my computer's about that. Claire Foy and Jessie Buckley, who's probably the girl I don't think I mentioned her, seemed like the only actors who really got to emote in this film, and that's really due more to their characters more than to their actual performances. Overall, I think this is a middle-of-the-road movie. I'm going to give it 3 stars dead even, because I thought because of the subject matter and the story they actually had, they could have done a lot better. But because of the era we are in and the state of current Hollywood, it could have been a lot worse. It's not a bad movie. Shortly, now I've now seen all 10 Best Picture nominees. I don't know how deep into the acting or other nominees I'm going to get, but I've seen all 10 nominees for Best Picture 2022. I'll probably do a list ranking them soon enough. Definitely get that out there before Oscar night. Either way, I'm Jake Davis, and I'll catch you on the fly.